Hey there, friends. It's Nick. This is episode 439 of the Story Hacker podcast. Excuse me. You have to excuse me. I'm sounding a bit croaky, but it's only because uh, it's really early on a Sunday. I've been up for a while, but my family are all still snoring, and this is the first time I've spoken out loud this morning. Anyway, I want to talk about a tale of two clients, just to contrast it really. A couple of days ago, I got a lovely message from a lady I worked with earlier on in the year. The kind of message we all love to get that shows that your work is making a difference and being valuable and all that kind of thing. But I want to contrast that first with a conversation I had with a chap earlier on in the week. Not a client, but a business founder. Just one of those connections you make on LinkedIn. You think, yes, let's have a chat because, it's good to give value, right? Give value first, that's what we do. And we were talking about the value of copy and stories and all the stuff you'd expect me to bang on about, really. And he said, yeah, I had this fantastic copywriter who wrote some stuff for me. But it was a bit out there, and I ended up not using much of it. Which really floored me, actually, because this was obviously a guy who, he'd been in business a long time. He was obviously experienced, but to me, we've got very different definitions of fantastic. Because obviously, if you paid for copy and then you don't use it, it's not just a zero; it's a negative on your bottom line. It's it's a real problem. And I want to contrast this with this note I got from a client a couple of days ago. He said, "Hey there, Nick, I hope you're well. Just wanted to drop you a note. I used your piece, which was a 90-second story, for the videos on my website and on LinkedIn, and there's been loads of amazing feedback, i.e. how it really speaks to them, women. I'm using it in various other promo materials, so thank you again." So I'm not I'm not just including that to toot my own trombone, although it's a nice side effect. But there's a real difference there because, I don't know what the fantastic copywriter's copy was like. Maybe it was really good, but what is definitely true is it wasn't in his client's voice. Yeah, and the difference is with the lady I worked with. Yeah, so there's something interesting here because paradoxically, very often business people, founders, find it tough to write good copy about the thing they're passionate about. They find it surprisingly difficult to be authentic in their own voice, in words. So, that's one of the things that I do to help people tell their story, right? But what's really critically important as part of that process is that even though I'm using my words and I'm using my skills as a copywriter and my experience and all of that stuff, the storytelling tricks of the trade, all of that stuff, I'm still speaking in their voice, right? And this lady says loads of amazing feedback, i.e. how it really speaks to them, women. Now obviously I'm not a woman, and what it took for me to speak in this lady's voice is time and conversations and really kind of getting into the kind of the grit of the business and the challenge she was facing, communicating it. And I think this is the lesson, really. It's the difference between a kind of a checkbox approach. Let's get some copy done, check. Let's get a website done, check. Let's get this, let's get that, check, check, check. You need it to be integrated. You need people, particularly if you're subbing out, if you're not doing things yourself, you need people who are prepared to spend the time to really understand the business you're building and the brand your business is selling, so that even though you didn't write the copy, even though you didn't make the website, whatever it is still functioning, it is still performing in your voice, it is still authentic to you. And that's one of the things that I do, and it's certainly one of the things that people can do for themselves if you've got the time to sit down and think about it and do it properly. And that's one of the ways, of course, that your story will mean business, like real business, like for this lady, as opposed to this other guy whose brilliant copywriter didn't really do the job. Thanks for listening. Oh, and I almost forgot. Tomorrow I'm going to tackle a thing that's beginning to bug me. Yes, you do have a bloody story, and I'm going to help you find it. Bye now.